In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." Most of us are familiar with this passage. This passage is how Genesis starts. It's how the Bible that we use on a day-to-day basis begins, but it is a subject of much, much, much debate. I had a revelation as I was thinking about some stuff for school, and so I thought I would share it with you guys today. I know that there's theories about evolution out there. I know that there's theories about the spiral theory, about how the universe is expanding in a spiral ocean, so it all had to originate from one point. I know that there's theories out there regarding the Big Bang. I know that there's the hunt for the missing link, and I'm here to tell you that doesn't matter. I'm also here to tell you that there are Christians that spend a lot of time worrying about whether or not it was a literal 24 days, or excuse me, my mistake, whether it was a literal 24 hours, or whether that 24 hours then was much longer, say 1,000 days or 1,000 years, right? Or was it 24 hours and then God let it do its thing and run its course, and then he comes back for another 24, and then he lets that run its course, and then he comes back for another 24. And there's a lot of people that worry about that kind of thing. There's also a lot of people that say, well, no, I know the world, science says the world is millions and millions of years old, but we only have 6,000 years of recorded history in the Bible. And so what God did when he created the world is he went ahead and pre-aged it, right? He went ahead and created a full-grown man, so he also created a full-timed earth. That being said, these things are all irrelevant. I'll tell you why. I don't care how God did it, because there is nothing I can discern from Scripture that will ever allow my human mind to rationalize how God opened his mouth and spoke light into his existence. No amount of science is going to be able to tell me that. No amount of time period is going to be able to tell me that. That does not matter and is not relevant. What is important is that God did it, and he did it for me. And this is when it hit me. I was thinking back about a tree house that my father built for me. Now, I had to ask and ask and ask and ask to get this tree house built because my father was a very busy man. But when he finally completed the tree house, I spent many hours laying up there reading books, hanging out there with some friends, making sure my brothers never got to come up in it and play because I didn't want them there. Because I was a bad kid. I spent time playing basketball at the hoop that was attached out from there, and this was a very nice thing that I have to remember from my childhood. Now, what I did not do is I did not turn around and ask my father how long it took, and when he said it took 6 or 7 days, I didn't say, well, did you do it on a Saturday and then take a break in between, or was it a 6 hours of straight work, or 6 days of straight work, or did you work 8 hours and take some time off and then come back, or did you work the full 24-hour periods, and did you use this type of nail, and did you start from this point here, and did it move in this pattern, and did you use that type of wood? I didn't do any of that because it didn't matter to me. None of that mattered. What mattered was that my father built it, and he built it for me to enjoy. And the same thing is true with creation. It does not matter how. We will never understand. We are willing to accept that a God we cannot see created an earth for us to live on, sent his son to die for us, and we plan to spend eternity in a place called heaven, but we want to argue, right, over how long it took to do these things. To me, that almost seems kind of a moot point if you're willing to accept all the other stuff on faith. So what I'm saying is that because God did it, and he did it for us, those are the important things. What do we know? We know that God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful, increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, and over every living creature that moves on the ground." This is what God wanted us to know about creation. He wanted us to know that he did it, that he rested when he was done, and then that we had a part to play in it once he was finished. That's what's important. So what do we need to do? We need to go about doing what God intended us to do when he built and created all that is. Guys, that's just my little tidbit for the night. Once again, until we get a chance to get together, or until I get a chance to record again, God bless you and keep you.